The Stranger's Gift, word count, 200 sentence 1. Late one evening, in a quiet village, a weary traveler arrived at the home of an old carpenter named Ili. Image prompt. A serene village at dusk, with warm lights glowing in small cottages. A weary traveler with a tattered cloak stands outside the modest wooden house. The silhouette of an elderly carpenter visible inside. Sentence 2. The man's cloak was tattered, his sandals worn, but his eyes shone with warmth. Image prompt. A close up of the traveler. His face weathered yet serene. His tattered cloak and worn sandals contrast with his kind, glowing eyes under the soft light of the setting sun. Sentence 3. May I rest here tonight? He asked softly. Image prompt. The traveler stands humbly at the doorway, his hands clasped in front of him, while Ili peers out, his expression kind but curious. Sentence 4. Ili welcomed him in, offering bread and water. Image prompt. A cozy, firelit room with a wooden table. Ili places a small loaf of bread and a jug of water in front of the traveler, who sits gratefully on a simple chair. Sentence 5. The stranger smiled. Blessed are those who show kindness, he said, breaking the bread. Image prompt. The traveler breaks the loaf of bread with a serene expression, his hands glowing faintly, as Ili watches in quiet wonder. Sentence 6. As they ate, Ili noticed the bread never diminished. Image prompt. A partially eaten loaf of bread on the table, appearing untouched. Ili stares at it with wide eyes, his hand paused midair with a piece of bread. Sentence 7. Curious, Ili asked, Who are you? Image prompt. Ili leans forward slightly, his expression curious but respectful. The traveler smiles faintly, his hands resting on the table. Sentence 8. The stranger replied, A servant of the one who creates all things. Image prompt. The traveler speaks calmly, his eyes filled with light. Behind him, the room subtly glows, hinting at a divine presence. Sentence 9. That night, the traveler helped Ili finish an old, broken table. Image prompt. The traveler and Ili work together in a dimly lit workshop. The table looks worn and incomplete, but the traveler's touch seems to breathe life into the wood. Sentence 10. In the morning, the table gleamed as if new, though Ili hadn't touched it. Image prompt. The morning light streams into the workshop, illuminating a perfectly crafted table that shines with an almost heavenly glow. Ili stands back, awestruck. Sentence 11. The stranger prepared to leave. Image prompt. The traveler adjusts his cloak, standing at the doorway of Ili's home. The village path stretches behind him, bathed in the golden hues of dawn. Sentence 12. Wait. Ili called. This table. How? Image prompt. Ili leans out of the doorway, his face a mix of amazement and confusion, as the traveler looks back with a calm smile. Sentence 13. The stranger smiled. A small gift. Use it to bring others together. Image prompt. The traveler gestures toward the table in the distance, his hand glowing faintly, while Ili watches, his face softening with understanding. Sentence 14. As he walked into the sunrise, Ili saw his footprints shimmer briefly, then vanish. Image prompt. The traveler's figure fades into the golden sunrise, his footprints glowing faintly on the path before disappearing completely. Sentence 15. From that day, Ili used the table to host meals for the needy, sharing the story of the kind stranger who reminded him of faith, love, and generosity. Image prompt. A lively scene of villagers gathered around the glowing table in Ili's home, sharing food and laughter. Ili sits at the head, his face peaceful as he tells the story of the stranger. Let me know if you need further refinements.